There we go.
Playhouse.
And we back. What's up, everybody? We are live inside the Playhouse.
Yeah.
This is the Recipe Podcast, and tonight I don't know, Brother Johnny, how you feeling that we got these good brothers with us tonight? It's never been a full house of men.
Nah, I haven't, but you know.
Yeah, you always been outnumbered. How you feeling?
It feels great. Let's get the shit started.
Are we ready to get started, ladies and gentlemen? And tonight's topic is the ingredients to a woman's worth. So we are going to get the men's perspective on what the ingredients are to a woman's worth. So straight off the bat, first person that commented, shout out to B earlier, I asked what were the ingredients to a good woman. And wait, I'm not even gonna give his. I'm gonna give it authentically, so I'm gonna read it. Y'all, you go ahead, Jolly. Let's hear what the ingredients to a good woman are. Straight. You want to give our guest a chance?
No, let's tap in. No, I'm gonna speak my mind, but
wait, before
let
we
me
even
introduce
wait,
the guest.
there you go.
Like,
Thank
yeah,
you.
let me introduce the guest first. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Gotta
you.
put that out. We got Brother Jay over here coming in.
Peace and blessings.
You know, and then let me slide out the.
Slide again. It seems like y'all chairs is connected. That's crazy. Y'all chairs like do the same thing at the same time. That's crazy.
And then we got your wonderful brother over here too, or whatever. He keeps sliding in and out the camera. I guess he gonna tap in when he wanna.
He a little shy. This is his first time.
I guess he gonna tap in whenever he wants to or whatever.
He gonna tap in when his nerve. You know how you say something, and be like, wait a minute. He can't hold his tongue. That's when he gonna tap in.
But I don't know. I just feel like those ingredients come with obviously that dedication and that loyalty. It don't necessarily mean to the relationship when we're talking about a woman. And again, this is just my opinion. You could agree or don't agree, but I feel like that loyalty and that dedication, like you got to know where you going at and who you rocking with too. So it don't necessarily mean that your loyalty is your dedication to a guy. It could be your loyalty, your dedication to your work or to your goals, whatever you have. I feel like, in my opinion, like those are one of the key ingredients to that because everybody needs drive. Shit, even men need drive. You know what I mean? To push into what you're doing, whether you're working with the community or whether you're trying to build a legacy. And oftentimes, that's where we had that disconnect at because people be misunderstanding or misrepresenting and misplacing that loyalty and that dedication. So if it's with a relationship in particular, like, yo, who you loyal to? Are you loyal to the guy who you was with for 15 plus, or are you loyalty to the dude that's doing you right?
Okay, because I was a little confused at first. So a woman's dedication and loyalty to a man, as well as her dedication and loyalty to everything that she does,
I think that's
those are the key ingredients to a woman's worth. So
absolutely.
Being dedicated, period. So let's just scratch so being lazy is definitely out of the picture. Like that right there is like that is an ingredient to not fulfilling your role as a woman, being lazy. So we need you to be dedicated and be loyal. So those are two great ingredients. Okay.
Absolutely.
Come on, let's chime in, Brother Jake. Give us some ingredients.
I think your intention, what you actually want. Because a lot of times, all the time your intention is going to dictate your actions. And if your intention is for your betterment, that might not match up with the betterment of the situationship that you're in at the time. So if your intention and your loyalty, like Bro Jolly said, is to your fulfillment and your benefit, then you might have a choice to make somewhere down the line on which are you going to go for the relationship or the situation that you're in, or your individual happiness? And sometimes you got a choice to make.
That's
Okay.
some wild shit right there.
And it is. That really is. Okay, ladies, I hope y'all taking notes. Somebody taking notes back there for me. Okay, come on, roll that chair one up here and give us some ingredients. All right, give us some.
Don't sit down at the table, yo. You gotta be at the table, bro.
I'm taking notes.
He
taking
now
notes.
He taking notes.
I'm saying taking notes because
You can't give us. Come on, you can give us one.
over here.
Drop it. There is some knowledge being dropped. I'm not gonna lie. I am a little surprised. Okay, y'all coming really, really good. Come on, just one ingredient. Come on, one ingredient. Come on, to a woman, to the ingredients to a woman's worth.
what a man puts into it.
Ooh, that's my brother right there. Ooh, that was good. That was good. That was good. And I'm so glad that that was what was dropped just now. You know why? Because for me, I would like to take it all the way back to where, women were created from a man. A woman was created from a man, and I believe a woman was created for a man. She was designed perfectly for a man. So a lot of times women will base their worth off of a man, whether they can get a man, if they have a man or they don't have a man, if a man is attracted to them, if a man acknowledges them. It's like, so everything, their existence, which becomes for them their self-worth, it relies on how a man treats them, how a man receives them, and how a man acknowledges them. So even how a man thinks. If you, Brother Jolly, the ratings when we said what were the ingredients of a good wife, that was our highest rated show, because every woman was tuned in, whether she was Muslim. My inbox was crazy. I even had somebody that was Jewish that was like, that was a good show. I was like, "What, you watch this show?" But it was the highest rated show because women were tuned in to hear what men had to say. Because a lot of women, they received it however they received it, but they were interested in knowing what the ingredients of a good wife was from a man's perspective. They didn't look at the show for Beyonka's perspective because they know Beyonka I ain't really, there and there. I didn't ace that. You feel me? But they tuned in. So I would love to know what you men think about that alone. Just knowing and understanding that a lot of women base their worth off of you.
But see, let me say this. So, like, even when you look at that or whatever, like, I'm going to speak freely, if I may.
Absolutely.
But oftentimes, like, I'm going to agree to certain things to an extent. Okay, so when you look at, like, the intentions, like where she want to be at and stuff like that's right.
Everything that I go to, I need my face right.
So,
now. Like, what kind of security system
so
on this phone?
It's like certain things that people say, like the brother had even mentioned when he said, how much a man pour into a woman and stuff like that. I believe that you gotta have your own thing to an extent. Now I can lead you, but I feel like that you gotta have your own drive, and that's what's gonna go back to like the dedication and stuff like that. That's why when Jay had mentioned the intentions and stuff like that, that's still gonna go back to what I initially said, that loyalty and that dedication. She gotta know that my intentions is to follow this or to follow him. And what I mean by this and him is the job, the career, or him as in the guy that you want to be in a relationship with. A lot of women don't realize that small actions that you can do as men, we can sit back and look at like, you're not really about me. You might say you are with your mouth, but your actions speak louder than your words. Like, you really don't got my back. Like, I'm not asking you to go touch somebody's head. I'm asking you that when you and I rocking, that if somebody say something out of pocket, then you stepping up to them. If we somewhere and it's a crowd of dudes, well, in my case, you better have that side piece on you. But if that's not the case, we need to be catching that ass whipping together. And I feel like oftentimes women may say that they willing to go that far with you, but they really not. And sometimes men can sit back. I know, I can for sure sit back and analyze certain things, and I start to be very tedious and picking out small little things. Okay, this happened 2 days ago. I didn't say anything, but it also doesn't mean that I didn't notice it either. I peeped that shit. And then 5 months ago, I noticed this too. It was this saying that, it was a joke or something like that going around. It was pretty much saying like how a woman can't remember the passcode that she just put into her phone, but she remember the argument that you had 5 years ago, 3 months ago, and 2 hours ago. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, but that's how they are. But a lot of people don't think that men are analytical like that. But I think that's a big misconception because we actually are. We just don't move oftentimes off our emotions. Rather, we move off of being logical about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So if your intentions are misplaced and it shows through your actions, then I'm gonna be able to tap into it. And now the ball's on my court. You might think it is in your court, but no, the ball's on my court because I can see how you moving. And the same thing with the brother said about what a man put into it. How much can you pour into a woman or pour into anybody for that matter before they actually tap in and realize like, okay, this person is about me. No, you mad because you changed up on me and I reacted or I am reacting different. That's how.
So okay, can we touch? You,
I'm gonna
you
go
touched
over
a
here.
lot.
I know.
Okay, I feel you touched a lot, right? But I want to flow back to Puppy Obsessions Kennel is in the building as well. So if you're looking for a puppy, please go to Puppy Obsessions. I'll put the link in the comments. So when you hear those dogs barking, they just letting you know that they're here and that it's time for you to purchase a puppy.
Right there.
Okay.
Trying to get shows out there.
You feel me? Puppies are everything. Therapeutic for those women that are lonely and don't know their self-worth. Listen, get you a puppy, okay? You might actually do better with the puppy. But anyway, I want to tap into what you said about a woman standing up for you, like, or having your back, like you have her back. That really goes into the caliber of woman that you have or that you seek, you know, because every woman is not like that. Women, even the hardest woman is delicate. Even the hardest woman is delicate as a flower. We can give a hard exterior. We can give rough, like, you know, by Allah's mercy, I was raised by a man and made sure that I knew how to take a man out if needed be. But do I want to? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? But if I have to, yes, I will. There are some women who didn't have a man to raise them to even be able to do that. And even though they that might be their reality, because they talk to a man who telling them, like, listen, I need a ride or die. Let me tell you something about women. We're gonna put on a hat, even if we know that hat ain't ours. We're gonna put that hat on to try to be what that man is, because again, as I said before, a lot of women's worth relies on a man receiving them.
But then that's when we go back into the topic when we spoke about the masks. People who wear different masks. I understand that. Like, I can sit here and say, okay, you know, today I'm doing this, but then in a couple hours I got on a vest. But then the next day I'm in a community involved in this. I understand that, but the problem is if you can't wear something, if you can't wear that hat for the moment that I need you to wear that hat, then you need to bow.
But she might just pick that hat up and put it. Oh, bow out. I see what you about to say. But that's hard.
No. I'm listening to what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be, because here's the thing. You're mentioning different caliber of women, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is this: if she can't stack up, why does she want to keep trying to wear a hat that she knows is going to keep falling off? No different than what you know. The thing
mask,
is,
yeah.
right? They talk about the crowns too.
Yeah.
Baby, that crown may not be for you. That's some real shit. But you have to accept it and you have to own that, because I'm telling you, as men. That's just like when we was having a conversation the other week about, I think Jay was here, and we was talking about, you know, the flamboyant guys and all that other stuff, or whatever the case may be, and their representation. Yo, it's no different than with women. A guy can sit back and see certain things and won't speak on it. They talk about, oh, you know, be careful of a woman's wrath and stuff like that. Yo, unfortunately, some guys plan shit out to a T. And will say, okay, this is what you keep giving me, and you know what? I see this is not really who you are, because you really can't handle this kind of guy. So while you're talking about different caliber of women, there are also different calibers of guys, and some guys know how to play the game, because some people think that this game of life is about checkers and it's fucking chess. And they're moving across the board like checker pieces, because they don't realize that, yo, you got to understand and you need to better embrace your situation, as opposed to trying to put this hat on and say, okay, today I'm going to try this out. No, you got to be like that all the time. Because again, if your intentions are there, but it's not being followed with that dedication, with those actions, then it's about nothing. If a man who's a bitch ass nigga is pouring into you, how do you actually think you're going to be able to succeed? And oftentimes, women, hate to say it, they be going for them type of dudes. But then when they come across that guy who is beneficial for them, he reaps all the hell. It goes on and on and on. It's a repetitive thing.
So again, it goes back to a woman being delicate. And a lot of times, I'm saying, women really are delicate. Like, you want to have a rough, what you want or what your desire is, it's out there, I'm sure. But even the roughest, hardest woman, even she's wearing a hat because Allah didn't create us to be that. He didn't create us to be the ones out on the front force. Like, he didn't create us to be a fighter, to have to go out here with our husband and protect him. No, he created you to protect me. So you want me to be that. So I don't care what woman you get that.
Do I want to protect you though?
Well, you should want to.
Whoa, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do I want to?
Not the gun teacher. Not the gun teacher.
Do I want to?
Why wouldn't you?
Why?
Why wouldn't you want to protect her?
See, that's what is. So that's a double-edged sword. What the brother said about what you pouring into them, because remember, y'all gotta pour into us. So if you're constantly doing things, whether they're a bunch of small things or a bunch of big or a few big things, it's still going to add up. When a woman does something to a man, we see it. I'm telling you, we just don't always react because we're not created like you are. We are created differently, and I get what you're saying, like, yo, the women are delicate and stuff like that. Okay, right. But again, in order for me to want to protect you, in order for me to want to be there and stuff like that, I need you to reciprocate what I'm pouring into. It don't have to be on that same level. But a man craves peace. Why do you think some niggas, including myself, at 40 and 40 plus and certain ages do still play games as they get older? Because that's their form of peace. So when they walking in the door and they jumping straight on that, a lot of women don't recognize that, yo, that man not jumping on that game because he don't care about his family. That man is jumping on that game because a lot of stuff that happened to him when he crossed that threshold. Our houses are supposed to be our kingdoms. Like, that is where we have peace. So if a woman does not know how to create an environment of peace for a man and show that, then why would a man want to pour in or continue to pour into a woman who cannot create that atmosphere?
Well, I personally feel like if a man pours into a woman properly from the jump, and continues to pour into her properly, then that woman is going to reciprocate that. That woman is going to. That woman. He is the comedian. I like when he be giving me the faces. A woman is the right woman is going to pour back into you if you are doing your job and creating. Because the same way you want peace at home, a woman want peace at home too. Peace knowing that when she go outside, her car gonna crank up and it's not gonna be an issue. Peace in knowing that her bills are gonna be paid because you working all day. So we know you working because you working to pay the bills. So peace that we know that this is our protector. Peace in knowing that you my protector and I ain't gotta go out here and protect myself. We want that type of peace as well. So if you're pouring into your woman, and nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. We are all imperfect. We are all learning. We're all around the same age in this room right now, and we have all gone through.
I was told the other day. But go ahead.
I'm about to say I'm the old guy in the building.
Thank you. Somebody older than me here, so be quiet. But anyway, we have all transitioned through stages of our lives of understanding our roles that we play as mates, period. Whether it be husband, a wife, we've transitioned to know, like, at a certain point, this is what we want and this is the role that we're supposed to play. And I'm saying that to say, we could have made mistakes before in learning and going along, like, okay, you know what? I expected this out of a mate, but that's not really what I got, so let me go with it a different type of way. I see they expect this, let me go with it a different type of way. What you expect right now, or what? And I guess you're not speaking for every man. You're speaking for yourself right now. I'm guessing because you always experience. Okay, good. Because I was like, I don't know. You didn't make that announcement. Like if it was everybody or you just bringing. Because sometimes you be bringing all of the brothers on your back. But either way.
I got them here today though.
Oh right, you do got them in the house today. Okay, feel yourself. But either way, at this stage and place in our life, we know this is what we expect. So we have those hard conversations with our mates to say this is what we expect. And if you are expecting for your mate to be your protector and your peace, that's a lot to expect
Let
from
me
a
ask you
woman.
this: do you believe that every woman has worth?
Absolutely.
No. I'm asking you
I
straight
do,
up.
and
You
I want
believe that?
to correct what you said because you
Okay.
said a few minutes ago that the whole saying about a woman wears a crown, and you was like not every woman can. What did you say? Because I don't want to say.
Can fit the crown.
Right. Every woman has a crown. Every woman deserves a crown. Every woman just needs to understand that your crown is your crown, that her crown is not your crown. The crown that you think you should have because you think that you deserve this crown. No, be humble and accept the crown that you have and let your crown grow with you. Stop looking for your crown to be different or somebody else's. And I think that's the problem with women. But every woman deserves a crown. And I do believe that every woman has worth. But
I don't care. I don't believe that. But go ahead.
Can I get a crack at that question?
no, he didn't.
I believe that worth is subjective. I don't believe that women determine their own worth. I don't believe you can tell me your worth. I have to tell you what you're worth to me.
Tapping in.
I don't think now your actions build upon that. But you can't come to me and tell me how much you're worth to me. I have to tell you how much you're worth to me. And your worth is just not connected to a man.
Mm-hmm.
You got kids, you have to build your worth to them. You have family members, you have everybody in your circle, you have to build your worth to them.
Okay.
You don't tell them your worth.
Okay.
So, yes, every woman has worth to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And every queen with a glamorous crown to somebody is a peasant. It's subjective. It's subjective.
He's cussing. Oh my God! Every woman, every queen to somebody is a peasant.
Even my mama, at some point, to my daddy, wasn't shit, in his opinion. At some point in life, that's just the reality of it.
Okay.
So, your worth.
Let me tap into my.
No, it's like having.
Let me tap in for y'all, ladies.
It's
Hold
like
on.
building your resume for a job that you want. Right? You gotta know your worth to that particular person. What am I? And when you get to know that person, you get to know how to build your worth to that person. Because it's like we all puzzle pieces, right?
Yeah.
But you have to change your shape and form sometime to fit in. You got to, because it's no rules 100% to this.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to adapt. You're gonna have to mold. You're gonna have to make changes, and your level of wanting to be with that person is gonna dictate how much you change.
Okay, that's very true. Okay, I'm together now, ladies.
Yeah, ladies. I mean, build your worth.
It took me. I do agree. Like, I agree with both of y'all in a lot of the things that you're saying. Especially the number one thing is a woman's worth. Not like I used to really get irritated when women used to post. I know my worth, right? It used to get under my skin, and I God forgive me because I'm not a judgmental person, but I used to look at those women and be like, you ranting and raving about knowing your worth, but yet you still out here allowing yourself to look a certain way, act a certain way, carry yourself a certain way, and so that's making you look worth less. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying 1,000%, but no woman is a peasant.
True.
And
now, mind you, that's only an opinion.
yeah, it is, and I get that, and I love that was said because you're right. One of the reasons women feel like they lose their worth and they get depressed, they get sad, they go under the covers, they close the window curtains, and they stop living their lives because they fall into a depression after a relationship does not work out or a marriage does not work out. Again, they have put all their eggs in a basket, and they have allowed their worth to be determined by a man and his acceptance of her. Mm-hmm. So in essence, what you just said in the beginning, where you said a woman can't tell you her worth, you have to tell her her worth. a woman, I'm going to say don't do that, okay? I'm going to give y'all full eye action right now, okay? Don't do that. Don't allow a man or anybody to tell you what your worth is. Now, they're going to show you what your worth is to them. And if they don't show you or treat you the way you deserve to be treated because you know your worth, and I'm not doing that to be funny, but knowing your worth and living in your worth is two different things. Because I can know my worth and I could still be in a bad space and place. You feel what I'm saying? And I could still be allowing certain things. I ain't even gonna take it there today, Jolly. I could still be I could still be doing things that I know are beneath me. But instead, because Allah has blessed me to go through therapy and healing journeys and spiritual journeys to get myself to the space and place I am today, I'm not allowing myself to be in those places or spaces. Right. I'm going to live my worth because I'm going to make sure that I am living within my worth. So knowing my worth is not determined on how somebody else treats me. It's how I allow myself to be treated. It's about how I treat myself. And nobody can determine that. So even y'all sitting here right now, y'all are all my brothers and I love y'all. By Allah's mercy, y'all treat me well.
Sometimes I treat you well.
Sometimes he be need me to put him in a headlock, y'all. And sometimes y'all be wanting me to put him in a headlock. I'm sure after today I'm going to get some inboxes about headlocks for the both of y'all. But you know, I don't agree with you with a man telling you what your worth is or anybody telling you what your worth is to them. And I understand that at a certain space and place and time, you may become a peasant to somebody and not a queen, but that is okay. I'm going to say that's okay because if you are a peasant to them, that means they don't deserve you. So,
stop listening to that shit she talking about. Some of y'all
you
peasants.
Heard me.
Some of y'all peasants, be real. Like, be true to who you are.
But you know why they
be
call
true
me
to
peasants?
who you are.
Because a man has devalued them.
Okay, so then that's going to go back to what I said about their dedication. You as a woman have to set yourself up. So that way when somebody hold on. When somebody come across you and they want to be on some BS with you, you should know as a woman how to deflect that. So when you're asking a man a question, a man is going to recognize a woman who has certain standards and she's trying to position herself a certain way in comparison to a woman who he feel like, yo, this chick is not worth everything that I'm going through, or this chick is not even worth this headache. It's women out here who have gotten guys shot up, stabbed up, and locked up. Okay, why? Was she a top notch, or was she top of the food chain, or did she have all this other stuff? No. You know why this thing got locked up and went to jail over manslaughter? Because the chick vagina was good. That's why he went to jail. Because the dude knocked on the door, and instead of him just going out the other door or just saying, shorty, I don't know what type of time you on, I'm going to go ahead and leave, he felt like he wanted to poke his chest out over a chick who he only met for 3 months. She was that special to him. No, it wasn't that. It was the physical part about it. He went to jail, did a manslaughter charge. And again, I'm not speaking from stuff I don't know about. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes, these things that happen. Yeah. Sometimes, while y'all may be creative from that rib, that thing that women have be so juicy, or it be so this, or it be so this, and men get so infatuated by that shit. And even you told me one time, you and I was discussing, when you said, yo, the first thing first, nobody belongs to anybody. We belong to the Most High. Mm-hmm. And the problem is, women sometimes take that focus out their mind and be like, okay, I want this guy. Mm-hmm. And that's oftentimes what happens. They get caught up with being pressed about that guy instead of being focused on their Lord and building themselves up. Right. So when another guy come across, they can learn how to adapt to it.
Right. That's true. I agree. Okay,
I
agree.
want to explain something. Mm-hmm. The way that you see yourself, right, should not be dictated by the way others see you.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Mm-hmm.
So even though you can't tell me what you're worth to me, that shouldn't affect your standards. Your standards shouldn't lower. They should be standard. That's why they call standards. But your self-evaluation the way you feel about yourself should not be dictated by others. I get that. And on the same
So you
note,
take it back?
No. I'm explaining still the fact that, okay, not to compare women to tools.
Oh my God, that's it. That is it. That is it. That is it.
I'm
Oh,
just
that
saying.
is it.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a
I'm
minute.
just saying. Like, listen, it's
Oh
gonna
my
be some
gosh.
smoke in the house tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I came here to part.
Okay. Not to compare the women to two.
But your value to
Which
me,
two? Which two?
the best, most extravagant NASA type. So I'm talking about Elon just built this
All right,
motherfucker type
and
tool,
it's on NASA. It's going
yeah, right.
to the
We
moon.
talking about the extravagant tools, not garden hose. No, we not talking about that. I'm cleaning that up. But
You talking
anyway,
about them Black and Decker tools?
I might can use you. You might be more valuable to me than you are to the next person. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And I understand.
Never trash. It was never trash. It was never
Yeah.
trash.
Yes, it
It was
was.
never trash.
Yes, it was.
The only reason it became trash is because she no longer took care of that man. She no longer was catering to his bullshit. And so now,
Here come
all
the
of a
here come the
sudden,
personal shots now. Anybody trying to hear that? Some of them are trash. Some women, yo, straight up and down,
oh my
are
gosh.
solid women, no doubt about it. And unfortunately, times what happens is, I can even go as boldly as to say this: sometimes men will miss that because it's recent that men started to, speak out about emotions and stuff like that. Because normally, that will come off as being soft and stuff like that, and people
Yep.
take advantage of it. So it's not until over recent years, the therapy around men and stuff like that has become more and more outspoken. But the problem is,
I heard
that-
somebody say I shouldn't have gave him a water, but it's okay, y'all. I'm going to get them
damn,
together.
what the, damn, why am I saying?
Joking,
But
joking.
it's important for women to be aligned, or align themselves first rather, with a man who's actually going to be able to pull them into be successful as a team. The problem is we get so caught up in, like we're talking about right now with today's topic, as far as what's that worth like, what does it mean to you, what does that calculate, or what does that translate to in your own mind or whatever. And if I'm being honest for a second, yo, those qualities that we mentioned are from a man's perspective.
Yeah.
A woman will sit here and, like he said, yo, you really can't, you can feel this and say, hey, this is who I am. But when you sit down and you ask a guy, yo, what are you looking for? What do you feel like she's worth, or what qualities do you have? A woman can say what they are, but no different than, and I take it back because now things are becoming more and more open. I take it back to the guy, and please simmer down, simmer down, simmer down. When the guy was like, yo, he was with this chick, and this chick, they couldn't work out, but got with this chick, and he
Oh,
working out.
because he's full of shit. That's why.
It don't matter
That's
how
what-
full of shit he is. This lady is providing something else.
No,
And if-
she's
and if-
providing the
But
same
again,
thing.
if they have a working relationship
Mhm.
and it appears to be on the outside,
It was on
glancing,
the
it
outside
does
looking
not
in over here
matter.
too. It do
It
matter.
doesn't matter.
Because
It's
if you
still
gonna speak
successful
on-
and it's still
You know why
good.
it's successful?
You're a
Because
fucking
it's
hater,
full-
yo. She's
I'm
fucking
never a
hater,
hater.
yo.
I'm
You're a
never gonna
hater,
be a
yo.
hater.
You
Never
are.
gonna be a hater. How can I be a
Then
hater
accept
and I'm
that-
so
then-
blessed? How
then-
can I be a
okay,
hater?
so then accept
No,
that
why
some
don't you
men
accept the
want
fact
to
that
be
some
more
women?
peaceful.
No, you keep saying more peaceful. I never will take away from what you're saying when you say a man want to be peaceful. You're right, he want to be peaceful, but he want to be peaceful where he can be provided for.
Here
He
come
want
the
to be
personal
peaceful
attacks.
because
Nancy
you getting
attacking me.
personal with me because
I
you
ain't
said
getting personal.
you are,
I just
especially
said
when you say
don't
I'm a
because
hater.
I know that.
Because let me
I
let
know
you know,
that
ain't no
shit is
hateration
fucking
in my
triggering.
blood. It's
Okay.
triggering because that's some bullshit that you just now said.
Some men feel
How
like
can
that.
some men, but if you want to talk about that situation,
Oh,
that's
no.
knock your motherfucking head off.
I know you was going to comment on it. That's why I made that previous comment. I'm saying
What?
some men.
Well, just let's not talk about that one.
I wasn't. I said you
Okay.
don't get your panties in a bunch, keep it here. Because
Well,
I know certain comments
well
are
then,
triggering.
right.
Even though if it's not about this situation or that situation. I know
Okay.
how you can get. So
Okay,
it's not a
'cause
direct on you.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I
No.
felt like I received it. All the pieces of me, Akira, Anastasia, Beyonka, everybody was like, "Bitch, he's talking about you." So, so it was like headlock was about to happen.
I'm calling
Okay.
the fucking police. Fuck this.
But
what
because
I'm saying,
I agree that men do want to have peace.
Listen,
Women do too.
if a dude, absolutely, if a guy is listen, if a guy know your backstory, not you, just generally speaking. We're not talking about me. We're not talking about her. Okay? Because clearly she just took that. Anyway. So what I'm saying though
Why
is,
you want to fight? He called me earlier trying to fight, and I feel like he brought that to the table.
I did.
I knew you did. I knew you did. I knew you did. I knew you did.
What I'm saying is this. When you're talking about that worth for either party, but of course today's topic is about the woman.
Woman's worth.
A man will see certain things as time go on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, even in Islam, we believe that you don't know no person until you live with them, travel with them, or do business with them.
Absolutely.
And as time go on, you see certain qualities that you did not see ahead of time because obviously, you know, for example, if, you know, somebody don't do this when they normally get up and you never noticed it, you're not going to notice it until you're in the house with them and then you're like, oh, this person don't even do this. Like, you know, as Muslims, we're supposed to be... This is fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
I just want to make sure.
You don't have to change the subject.
I'm not changing it. I'm just making sure. You the one told me that you didn't have. Because you scared me. You know, he just told me some purple shit. So
I'm fine. I'm good. So what I'm saying is, so like, if a woman, thank you and God bless.
I'm so serious right now.
So, but what I'm saying is this: if you meet a woman. If a person meet a woman and she started to tell you, you know, certain things and stuff like that, naturally you would think that a positive thinking man or a straightforward thinking man gonna say, okay, all right, you know what? This guy always pays somebody to cut the grass, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some men just don't, you know, whatever. Or, you know what? He never changed the tire. You're gonna start to do those things, a solid guy, because you're gonna see, like, you know what? Let me give her something that she never had. And while it may not be an abundance because I can't give her the world, maybe these little small details that I'm doing will show her that I value her worth. Mm-hmm. And I see that she could be a good person. But what depreciates that value from us as men, that's right, depreciated.
Okay, I hear you. I see you.
What I'm saying is, what depreciates that value, though, for real talk, for men, is when those things that men try to tackle, whether it's 5 things, 20 things, 30 things, it doesn't matter, or it's 2 things on a consistent basis every week, that she won't appreciate, as a man, that'll make us no longer want her on a certain level, because we look at those things like, we want to be appreciated.
Right.
When a dude go to work, you want to be like, okay, yeah, you know what? They gave me a raise after working here for 30 days. Now, working for Jews, that may not happen. You may not get a raise for a year, whatever the case may be, and it's no different than a woman. That's why men do the things that we do. You think we want to get up out that bed every day and go to work? No, but we gotta do it because we got responsibilities. This is our sign or show of appreciation.
Yeah,
that I'm never going to put us in a situation that allows us to be upside down or lopsided. Not because I don't mind, because I got keys on my keychain. So I can go to quite a few houses and I got passcodes. So it's not... I plead the fifth. It's not that I don't want to come to the house. The problem is... I'm just saying. I'm just generally speaking.
Okay, sorry.
You alright?
Inbox be bad for me after the show.
So, Harvey, so what I'm saying is, it's not that a man don't want to go out here and do the things that he got to do, what we got to do. The problem is, it's a level of appreciation. It doesn't have to be a thank you. It needs to be a show of appreciation for a man to sit back and to look at a woman like, you know what, she's solid. I like this. I appreciate her worth. It's like he said, like, yo, it's he needs to make that decision. Because you can tell somebody from here until next year that you're a good woman. Just because you was a good woman for that man or for that situationship or what was it, entanglement, it don't mean that you're a good woman to me or for me.
You're right. You're right. You're right. And the same, it goes vice versa. So
We're talking about vice versa. We're talking about y'all right now.
Well, you just talked about a lot about what a man need and what a man want and all that. So I feel like we had to just vice versa that.
To tap into what a
but
woman,
I get what you're saying. So to me, that's right. Not today. You left it outside on the wrong day. And my brother right there too. You know, I don't have to put brother against brother tonight. But if you pour into each other, I think that's where I'm like, you have to pour into each other. You know, in order for it to work the way you're saying, you have to literally you both have to do your part. There has to be work on both parts, because even pouring into each other, it's not easy, because we all individually have things going on, mentally, emotionally. We all got the traumas we dealing with from the pain, all kind of stuff. But when you meet somebody and you fall into love with somebody and you building a relationship with that person, you're building a relationship with that person and all that they're coming with. Everything before you, everything that's going on with them now. And the reason you have masks sometimes, because they're not wearing all of that on their, you feel what I'm saying, y'all?
Right,
They're not just wearing it all like that. And the difference with a woman than a man is a woman, when she we're emotional creatures. We're looking for acceptance. We're looking for acknowledgement, all of that. So if you're we know that we have to be a certain way in order to be able to even get
Don't
your
get that
attention.
acknowledge to somebody else. I got goals. I ain't got time to sit around and teach you how to
But
grow.
you gonna give acknowledgement. You know why you giving
it? Time for that shit right now.
But you are, because you want a woman. You're a man. You want a woman. So your desire for.
Do I?
Oh man.
But anyway, right?
Oh man.
Women, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, you gotta build your value, right? You can't come with an empty slate. No. You gotta build your value. And the only way to build your value,
Get your brother together before you get them together. Get them together.
you gotta learn who you with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And learn what's valuable to them. You feel me? It's not gonna be the same with everybody. Like,
Now, hold on. They disagree. They disagreeing with you right now, because how they start just going that off. But
yeah, see, you only speak the language. They saying preach.
You know what?
So some of you back to cooking, right? Build your value, right? And I give an example. I hate talking to like telemarketers, or like if I gotta talk to an operator over the phone. I hate that with a passion. So I had a woman who literally would just take the phone. Whenever I had to deal with something over the phone, an operator, if I was
just
ordering,
take that price. Yeah.
she would just listen. I got it.
Okay.
And I control it. She was good at controlling my smiles and my sound effects, right? And what I mean by my smiles and my sound effects, I'm simple. I judge you about.
Start going back out.
I judge you about how much you make me go, or you make me go.
Oh, that is two different sides. Ladies, did y'all catch that?
It's two different
Do
sound
it again.
effects.
Do it again.
Or
Ooh.
it's to control that.
If a woman make Jolly do that first one too many times, that's it.
It is a wrap for you. If I gotta, what the fuck is she thinking? Good God Almighty. And it could be something small, like she got my Tim's next to my door.
Hold on, y'all. Hold that. No, keep going. Let me turn to puppy obsessions real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, learn the person you with. Learn that language. Learn what they appreciate. Learn what they value. That way you can build that value if your intention is to build that value. Because this thing ain't that hard, ladies and gentlemen. Treat people how you want to be treated. Do for them things that you want done for yourself. Even if it ain't that exact option, it's the sentiment behind it. And it don't take a lot. Especially not for us men, ladies.
Yeah.
Especially not for us men.
I don't know why people don't realize that, like, we more simple than people think.
Right.
They just overthink, like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. You know, I once said to someone, I'm like, yo, you can make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Not saying I haven't had any solid home cooked meals, but you can make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I'll be alright with that. Like, for real, like, I'm not sitting back like, oh, it has to be this or it's, now obviously, you know, yeah, I want to do this or yeah, I want to do it, but it's not complicated. I try not to make things complicated. Like, it's simple.
Right.
But I think that what happens is people oftentimes overthink the situation. Or be like, okay, well, I gotta do this or I gotta do this, and in reality, it's like, yo, you really don't. Like, you can just chill.
Right.
Like, you don't have to give everything energy all the time. You know, I was talking to a guy of mine earlier. Man, he said, sometimes you don't have to always speak what's on your mind. There's nothing wrong with having thoughts.
Right.
That's
Right.
why you be
Right.
thinking sometimes. You gotta think. But I think that sometimes women, they speak on things instead of just, because not everything needs to be spoke about.
True.
Not saying you gotta shut the hell up, but sometimes it's okay just to not speak on something. Like, you don't have to always give everything energy all the time or whatever. But I mean,
And you gotta, as a partner, you gotta learn to understand when the person is intentionally trying to do something to add value or to do something to make you happy.
Mhm.
Even if it didn't work.
right.
Even if it's something that you look like, why should do that? If the intention was a good intention, sometimes we get lost in the fact that they don't know us as well.
Right.
Sometimes we get lost in them overthinking it or them putting the emotional part before the rational part, because seeing as how we rational creatures, we might just be wanting you to do something rational. But in her mind, she is frills and this other stuff, emotions involved, whereas though sometimes I might get messed up. I've had good intentions get messed up. You feel me? Because of overthinking or whatever it was. But as a man, as who I am, I had to, and it took me a minute. I had to realize, okay, even though, okay, you put pineapples on a pizza, you ordered me a pizza. You feel me? You was thinking about that. Even though you ordered the wrong toppings, it's not that I should be valuing the fact that you ordered the pizza.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good way to put it. I mean, you know, we never want to, like, while we always try to get to, like, the, you know, we talk our shit, of course, and we spread our opinions or whatever, but I honestly feel like, you know, what the brother said before he stepped off, and what you said, and, you know, what Beyonka said, and myself and stuff like that, when you take a step back and you look at everything for what it is, no one's actively trying to say women ain't shit. But like you said, sometimes it's the guy that's pouring into her. I believe that the reason, even myself, unfortunately, in the relationships that I've been in, unfortunately, whether they were my fault, not my fault, whatever, I see certain things, and when I sit back and I look at them, I'm like, yo, you were once with a guy who was doing this, that, and the third. Now we get to it, and I'm trying to do the opposite of what he was doing. But I've been in relationships where I'm sitting back and I'm looking like, yo, I see why that nigga was doing what he was doing. Because you lost your goddamn mind. Real talk.
And like, what ways though? What ways? Is it the way she
Okay.
speaks to you, the way she treats you, the way she doesn't
It
treat
could be
you?
a combination of all those things, for example. And again, you know, you want to, okay, just take this for example, okay? So, like I had mentioned before, if the guy always puts you down, 6 months in, a year, Now he's starting to put you down at every moment, but your feelings are caught up into it. But I come along and I never put you down. I encourage you to have the best, because even as Muslims, while we gotta try our best to be humble, we don't have to be broke. We don't have to dress broke. We don't have to act. You can still be Muslim and be humble and enjoy the finer things in life. But so I take a lot of my decisions and choices from religion and experience. But also, here's the thing: if I see that you told me this guy was constantly putting you down, and now here I am, I'm going to do everything in my ability not to put you down. This guy you was with before said that you kept a messy house. Well, I'm in the zone. I'm here. I'm in the house. I'm seeing how things going on. As a matter of fact, he is right. You do keep a messy house. This was something that you just masqueraded in the beginning, and I didn't realize it until afterwards. Now, when I say mess, there's a difference between a dirty house and a messy house. Big difference. That's what I'm talking about. So I see why the guy felt like he couldn't deal with this no more, because some guys not okay with that. My mother literally is constantly cleaning up. She will come to my house and will sit on the couch, and this has actually happened, and seen a goddamn magazines, and you know how you come in, you open up paper, you just sit it there, you'll get back to it the next day. My mother will come in, see this stuff sitting there, and be like, "This house is a mess." And it's like, it's just mail on the coffee table. But growing up in a household like that, and then living in a household or being around someone who constantly keeps their house like that, you're going to understand why I'm not feeling that. Now I'm beginning to see, as time go on, why this man felt this way and who came before me. Because while I may be doing things differently, I see that this just isn't, like the brother said, with this man pouring into you. This is just who you are as an individual. We need to learn growth.
Can you pour into her in that fashion and enlightening, like, because men, you can be our teacher. You know, you are our teacher. You're our leaders. You know, so do you feel comfortable with saying to a woman, listen, this is not right. Like, this is not proper. I don't know, maybe you weren't taught, to clean like this. My father, he's the one, my mother taught me how to take care of a man, how to prepare meals for a man, how to clean for a man, and cook for a man and stuff. But my father's the one who taught me how to clean. Like, he taught me the importance of having to clean. So I wouldn't be mad if a man was to ever be like, oh, you should clean something like this. So do you, as a man, feel comfortable with saying to a woman, listen, this is how you should clean. This is how you should keep things clean? Because if that's what I'm hearing you say, if that is what somebody said before, and then you get with a person and now they are showing characteristics of what that person said, then now it's for you as a man, as the leader, to show her a different way, in a gentle way.
You might have to tell her a different way.
In a gentle way.
You might have to say it
so that's something that your wife had made mention of early today in passing. But see, here's the problem. Now, I want to slide off me a little bit because I don't want people to be inboxing you. So I'm going to say this, right? That's what I saw in the past, okay?
Okay.
I've noticed that, unfortunately. I've had that experience. But what I am going to say to what you're saying as far as the communication and stuff like this, I just had a conversation with my brother on the way down here, and sometimes some women rather, receive constructive criticism as a personal attack, and nobody should look at it like that. Like, oh, well, because I said something to you, you're attacking me. So I'm not receiving anything that you're saying because I'm looking at it as a personal attack.
Yeah.
Because you tried to tell me that I should be doing this instead of the way that I'm used to do it. It's no different than, okay, so I took a class early this year, late last year, like, for my company. Unfortunately, nobody else in the company was there with me, but anyway, I had to take this training class, and it was an all-day class. And afterwards, now that I'm thinking about it, it was beneficial. I got a certificate and all this other stuff, and it's good. But the thing is, I had to go there. I had to shut the hell up. I had to sit there and listen to everything that this dude was saying from 9 a.m. to a hard 5 p.m., which annoyed the hell out of me because I felt like I was back in school. But I had to go there and listen with all these other guys around me who I don't know from a can of paint and listen to what this guy was saying, and then I had to take a test on it. Now, here's my thing. I don't know this guy, so of course one would assume that you would need to see his credentials. You would need to see his, just everything about him background to certify him to be this instructor, right?
Right.
In the household, who should be the instructor? So if you're not listening to the instructor, if you're not listening to the instructor because you want to see his credentials, or you're not listening to the instructor because you just don't want to grow.
Or are you not listening to an instructor because they are coming off to you as an instructor?
Mm-hmm.
Because as my mate, I'm going to need you to not come off to me as my instructor, but as someone who is my partner, someone who is coming off to me with love, because this knowledge that I'm giving you is knowledge that I'm giving you to grow because I want us to grow. But if I give it to you as an instructor, it's going to come off so much worse. Me and my wife have amazing conversations and teach each other all the time different things, right?
Mm.
But one thing I've noticed about my wife is if I start getting into my Abdul Malik mode, you feel me, and I'm starting to get like into it and get intense, and it hits a nerve, the conversation has to cease because now she's not able to receive anything that I'm saying with love. She's receiving it as if I'm talking to her, talking at her, not to her. You know what I mean? So I think, and that's me as a woman. So when it comes to a man,
I've actually developed methods for that. Like
okay, develop methods for that. Go ahead. That's right, Pat.
Like-
That's
like-
right.
if I really want to get something across to you, right? Depending on what it is, I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm going to mention it during sex.
Mm.
Because I got you locked in. Figuratively, literally
That's
locked in.
interesting.
You feel me?
That's
Yeah.
deep because she is paying
And-
full attention.
Full attention.
Full
And-
attention.
I argue different. I argue with my women. They gotta sit on my lap while we argue, and I do that for a number of reasons. Because it keeps the goal in mind.
Mm.
Because a lot of arguments are face to face versus.
You're not touching, and you're not touching. So
If you can sit on my lap and argue at me about what it is that you feel, you must really feel passionate about it, and it's going to tone you down. It's going to tone me down. It's going to keep this perspective where it needs to be. But that's only if your intention is to stay together and to move forward together.
yeah,
Because, like I said, it's about your delivery.
yeah.
And a lot of times, women don't want to be talked at.
Yeah. No, that's never.
Yeah.
All the time. Never. Do they? I think the only time they will want you to talk, and no, never, not even then. No, never. Nobody wants to be, because a woman wants to feel like equal. You know what I mean? We
Right.
want to feel like we are, and not only equal, again, I'm taking y'all back to a woman putting her worth at how a man receives her and treats her. And how a man, boy,
About to die.
it's about to die.
Yeah.
Can you change the charger?
It's fine. We
All
about
right.
to tap on
Okay, yeah.
minutes.
But
coming up.
a woman will,
We about to tap out the minutes.
a
coming up.
woman will base her entire existence off how her man is receiving her and how her man.
Yo, just keep doing it, yo. Yo, just keep doing it. Yo, we about to go off.
Hey, yo, you got makeup on, yo?
No. My face shiny.
Hey, yo,
It ain't
shiny,
shiny,
you don't know what,
but
yo?
it's
It's
because he
not
was
right, yo.
sweating. Yeah, and he was sweating. It's making
Nah,
him glow.
yo.
It is. It's not makeup. That's how, because he be sweating. It's making him glow. Let your soul No, but it really is the sweat. But anyway, it's a woman is going to everything about a woman when it comes to her man is her feeling validated, her feeling like I matter, even to what you're saying as far as when you argue. That is it.
Yo, so we coming up
Can
on
you
an
see
hour
that?
to wrap
Can you
this
see
up.
that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, listen.
It's on an hour.
Okay, I cannot believe. You know what? A woman's worth is determined by how. No, it's not determined. I'm saying to what y'all are saying.
Right.
Yeah.
It be determined by how her man receives her and treats
It's
her.
two separate words.
Yeah,
how you see yourself.
Right, and how you are
others see you,
received.
right.
And so, in a moment where you want to really have a conversation and change some things about a woman, is how you conversate with her to how she will change and adapt to what it is you're trying to get her to change and adapt to. And that's it. That's in any relationship. That's in any situation. That's just even developing a woman, a young girl, as a parent, and you're raising a daughter, and you to have her grow and be a woman that has confidence and has morals and has standards. It's all placed. Those ingredients are placed inside of her young. And if they aren't given to her when she's young, then she's going to be looking for them. And she's looking for them in the acceptance of another man, or if she's gay, a woman, or whatever. She's looking for them to be given to her by somebody else. And I pray that women start looking for those things within themselves and finding those things within themselves before you go out here and want validation from somebody else. Because one thing for sure is you're never going to 100% get validation from somebody else, because after a while, again, if you're not living up to the expectations of what that person is expecting from you, then now what are you worthless? Are you a peasant? Are you a peasant? Are you a peasant because you aren't living up to the expectations that have been set for you? Absolutely not. But if you set your own goals to what your worth is, or you set your own values for yourself, you set your own standards. My mother-in-law is on this journey right now, and she is all about her. She is a very successful, beautiful woman who has her own business, has her own house. It's just she's very blessed. And she, for the last year, she has been on this journey of all about me. And it was hard for her at first because she felt like it was selfish of her to make this journey all about her. She, like, I got kids and I need to help everybody, and this is what she always did. But now she is completely dedicated to herself, and she is the best version of herself right now because her skin is glowing, her health is better, her business is doing good, everything is going well for her in life because she's not dedicating herself to anybody other than God and herself right now. And as much as I know my mother-in-law want a husband, so if any good bachelors out there who got their life together and have a good career, business, something, you got a lot bringing to the table, because my mother-in-law bring a lot to the table, okay? Once she gets through this journey of just self, which it should be for life, but she can open up the door for somebody to come in. Then God will probably open up the door for somebody to come in. I believe that nobody has been allowed to come in for so long because she had to get to this space and this place to where she started seeing the value in herself and building herself back up. So learn your own self-worth. It's self-worth. So learn your own self-worth. Pour into yourself before you look for somebody else to pour into you. Because if you're always basing your worth on somebody else, you're going to always come up short.
Right.
That's how that's all I got to say.
See yourself, yes, you definitely got to value yourself, right? Build that value. Appreciate that value.
Mm-hmm.
Just know it's self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to do the work to be worth and valued by others around you. And as far as us as men, we have to make readily available what we value. Don't make it a guessing game.
Mm-hmm.
Write the shit on the list and put it on the refrigerator.
Mm.
I value this. I value this. I value that. Make it easy for the person. And when they do these things that we proclaim to value, celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't treat it like it's just something she's supposed to do.
Right.
Oh, she put cheese on it. Do a flip.
Do show some appreciation.
That's right. That's right. Because the same way you're saying, Jolly, that men want to be appreciated, women do too. So that's why I got to go into, like, you come in the house from a hard day at work, it should be like, oh, baby, how was your day at work? Good or bad or whatever. And then you should be the same way. Well, how was your day at home? If she's a home person, it's definitely just got to be reciprocated in order for it to really work. All right, what's your jewel that you dropping before we go? Come
To
on,
each
bring
of
it
their
on.
own. I mean, like, we sitting here and we're having this conversation or whatever. I just feel like, when it's okay. I mean, if this is what a man deems a woman her worth is at, then that's fine and that's great or whatever. But everybody is different, and I often feel like the reason why issues sometimes arise is not because of the woman and her worth is here or there. I think it's more so because some women are willing to give other men more of their worth, and then when they come across another man, they're willing to say, yeah, I'm not giving you all of that to me. They gotta stop. Either go back to that other guy or give that guy the same energy that you gave the last guy.
Because if you got somebody that's telling you, I'm consciously not giving you 100%.
Yeah,
that's no good.
And these
that
are the
goes
things,
back to your intention.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I said. And these are some of the things that I've heard some men speak about from that women. Like, how can you say the guy who came before you received all of this, and the guy that you told this to, he's sitting there like, so now he's beginning to think like, well, damn, where's that at for me?
Right.
And I asked them questions like, well, what made you do that for him?
I feel like those things come naturally, but once a woman is broken, you got to build that woman back up. Because if you are coming after somebody that she did all of these things for, and that relationship clearly didn't end well because now y'all are together, then that means that woman has been broken. And it is your job, you are the man, it is your job to help build her back up, to help piece her back together. To help, exactly, because she still has to do her part in her healing journey. Yep. The best part of my relationship is the fact that we really work on ourselves and work on each other together. It has to be done like that, because if not, you just gonna stay broken. Because ain't but so much he can pour into you if you're not pouring into yourself. It's not, but you can't look for him to fill your entire cup. No, you gotta fill that cup too. You gotta be pouring into you the same way he pouring into you. So that's my jewel that I'm dropping. The rest of my jewel that I'm dropping for today. Next week will be Jolly's topic. That's why he was in here salty y'all this week, because he wanted his topic. Okay, his topic. And now it's traps, right? So I tried to put a little spin on it. What did I say? I said, because he said he want to talk about traps. I don't know who done trapped this man, but what did I say? Hold on, let me look at this.
But it can be women
I
put traps and men.
Who sets the most traps, men or women? Okay. So that'll be what we talk about next week, about how men set way more traps than women, and we just try to. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you hit that share button. Thank you. Listen, I got inboxes last week about, okay, I see you got another nice fresh that I said, dang, I candy. What are y'all talking about? Like, yes.
Find me on Facebook.
Oh my. I was like, okay. They was like, oh yeah, this is good. I like having them. I was like, dang, okay, Beyonka, I'm still here though, okay? But yeah, next week we're gonna be talking about who sets the most traps. Make sure you guys are tuned in. Hit that share button on the show. Thank you for tuning in.
Give it up for our host.
Thank you. Oh, you know.
I had my phone in my hand.
I cannot take him. Y'all deal with Brother Jolly. See y'all next Thursday. Good night.
House.
Brother, come on, you're right there.
Yeah. In the joint.
You know how to end? Oh,
yeah. Just look, there he go again with that head.
Your head in
the. Yo. Just.
It's the corner.
Yo.
Wait. No, X right there.
This X right here?
Yeah.
Yo, we still
Be
live.
somebody important. Be yourself.